Hello, as you read on the title of this video is about collision, backpedals, and Facestabs. What is collision? I go on this ledge, I don't fall through it. I go into this wall, I don't go through it. I go into this player, I don't go through him either. And with player collision, it's an invisible box that you cannot see, but you can collide with. Here. It's a box because I don't go around them evenly, but I go around them like it's a box. This box is fixed, which means that it does not rotate, no matter where you're looking or where you're placed on the map. And because of this, maps are aligned based on the player collision hull. So whatever way the player is oriented, the map is going to be oriented in the same way, more or less. So, I want to show you something with this map that I find frustrating sometimes. Here on spawn, you think that the map's grid is aligned this way, according to the collision hull of the player, but no, not really. It's diagonal, like this. But as I've said before, the collision hull does not rotate, so I go here to this soldier, same rotation of the collision hull, same rotation, same rotation, same here, and here. So whenever you're playing on this map or other maps or whatever with like diagonal passages or whatever, keep in mind the orientation of the collision hull, since it will help you understand how to go around a player, how to approach them, and how to not bump into them. Another thing you want to know about this game is that if you go into walls or collide into something at a certain angle, you still maintain your speed. I go into the wall like this, at this angle, and I keep my speed, more or less. If I go at too shallow of angle, I lose acceleration, so I have to accelerate again. But I still keep a lot of my speed, 317 more or less. If I go at an even shallower angle, I lose my speed and the acceleration is low as well. You can use this when going around players like this for a side stab. You barely lose any speed. You can go around them. You don't lose that much speed when going around them or bumping into them, as long as you slide off of them like this. You'll maintain your speed. Another thing about this game is, let's say you're holding W with a strafe key or a strafe key, you have 320 velocity, as you see on the bottom of the screen. But if you hold S alone, you lose 10% of your speed on every class. But you can mitigate this by holding S with strafe key, and we maintain our speed. Here, we maintain our speed. So, this comes in handy for backpedals. Let's say the enemy is backing away, he's using the S key. While I back away into him using this combination of keys, the S key and the strafe key, looking at this angle. If I look at it too narrow at this angle, I move at the normal backwards speed. But if I look at this angle, I move like full speed. And this means that eventually, even if my opponent is a medic and he's backing away, I will eventually catch up to him, because he's moving 10% slower than me, while I'm going against him with S and a strafe key. Okay, I'll be showing you how the first clip of this video worked. Let's watch it. Here I go, get the sniper. I get the scout, face stab the heavy, and get the soldier. Let's see how this worked. Okay. This, I don't know how that worked, but it worked. The scout, he turned around because he was trying to run the corner, and I intercepted him. Now this heavy it's going to be a face stab. Yep, face stab. But if you look closely at the heavy, he turned quickly at me, and looks like he's about to turn backwards. And I face stab him. Soldier. It's a side stab. Okay, let's see how this worked with the heavy. The heavy, I go up to him, he hears the sounds, he turns around, and he turns around again on the server side. How do I know that he turned around again? It's because I got the stab. That's how I know. Because whatever you're turning, let's say the heavy was turning this, and he turned again. He turned again, but this did not register on my screen because the server had yet to send that information to my client. So I stab when I think I'll get the stab, and I get it. And the thing with client and server side interactions in this game is basically whatever you do will happen on the server, whatever you see has happened on the server. That's how it works. So basically I go forwards, I press my W key, that's registered later on the server. I see someone going to my side, they're already further ahead than I see them because that information is yet to be seen or yet to be received by my client.
I'll make it wherever you are.
Look, anyway.
The fuck?
So this heavy, he probably looked back again, that information was sent to the server, and I stabbed him. So yeah, with trick stabs in this game, or face stabs or whatever, you want to stab when you think you'll get it, instead of stabbing when you see that you will get it, because you have to account for reaction time as well, and your ping and all that. So always stab when you think you'll get the stab. Don't stab when you see that your knife raised or whatever, like most new players do. Okay, so you might be wondering how you can practice backpedals offline. You can use TR Walkway. On TR Walkway, set the deploy time to 2 seconds or 1.5. Set the movement speed to 280, which is the backwards movement speed if you're like NG or Spy, more or less. And I'll show you on the screen the list of commands that you should paste into your console, so the bots look where you want them to look. And you turn this off. This way the bots go in a single file, so it's easier to practice this. And you practice the movement of backpedal like this, and you can use this key combination as well. So I go into the enemy, backpedal, 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 backpedal. Sometimes the enemy might be smart and he knows that you're going for a backpedal, so you want to delay it a bit, like this. Go forwards and backwards again, and you get a backpedal, if the player is smart as well. So yeah, another thing I forgot to mention about the client and server side interaction was Stabby's video on it. I'll link in the description so you can watch it, because the way I covered it wasn't that in depth, but the way Stabby covers is somewhat detailed, so you can watch that. So we're gonna watch the second clip of the intro, and this is where all the stuff we learned in this video comes together. I go for the teleporter, sappy shit. Didn't get that stab. Okay, I tried baiting him. Dodge, dodge. And I'm going into a backpedal. Like that. Let's see how the backpedal worked. This is around the time I lose my speed from the dead ringer. He's looking this way, but I'm gonna look this way, and he's also gonna look this way. And I get the stab. On his screen, he's looking this way, And because of how client and server side interaction works, he sees me around here. I'm looking this way, he also sees me here, because the information on his screen is delayed. So basically what he sees is delayed, and this is what's gonna happen, what I see on my screen, from my point of view. So on my screen I'm here, on his screen I'm like here. So he's looking here, I'm also looking here, and I stab him. I get the stab because I was going into him with a strafe key. You can do a backpedals with strafe keys or with a strafe key and an S key. It doesn't matter, as long as you're looking away from the enemy to where you want them to look, you will get the stab. Anyways, I wish you guys the best and have a good day.